Good morning. Happy Tuesday. What a gloomy day. I've got all the lights on in the kitchen right now. It is pretty gloomy outside. I think it's supposed to chance to storm like all day long. This past weekend was Pride weekend. At least the Saturday we went down to the parade, which was nice. That's where we met 20 years ago. Matt and I met down at that Pride parade 20 years ago. We celebrate the Pride meeting. We don't really celebrate the marriage because the marriage was more or less of necessity because I had left my job and needed insurance. So as that has happened again, it has been incredibly beneficial. But that's basically what that is. It's a benefit. But we've been together for 20 years, and we met at the Pride Parade down in downtown. I mean, it's been a wonderful time ever since. I mean, I think that goes without saying. But the place where we met used to be a coffee shop. I think it's Buttles in High Street, and now it's a taco place. So things change. Things change. What doesn't change, though, is how amazing this Crimson coffee is. I love this stuff. This is so great. We're going to go back to it today. You can see it's 85% Catuai and 15% bourbon. So there's must be a variety of, it's a variety of, I'm like, is there bourbon in this? No. It's just a variety of bean. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to put this the right way around, and I'm going to do about 35 grams of coffee. Want a strong boy today. Yeah, perfect. Very nice. Ooh, got some weird stuff on the side. This coffee's not too old, so we should be relatively okay. I need to go back to Crimson and find another variety of stuff because it's just, the whole world has opened up to me about coffee, and it's a lot of fun. So we're going to take this down to about a 15. That way, we're still retaining a lot. We'll clean it out later. That way we'll, it won't be too fine for the pour over. Let's get this and we'll continue the story. You know what it is? A little bit more static electricity with the Crimson. Don't know why, doesn't really matter. Still tastes good. Static electricity doesn't add or take away flavor. Ooh, but it does pour out really nicely, though. This pours out a lot better than the Puerto Rican coffee did. So hey, let's, well, paper doesn't add too much weight. Let's see how much we got out. Thank you. Does the paper really add? I guess the paper does add a lot of weight. That adds, holy cow, that adds like 6 grams, that paper does. How weird. Isn't that interesting? Getting there. Okay. Yeah, it's a weird series of events. When we met, I had just come out. I was on a web forum for people that had basically just come out here in town, and I'm like, what do you do now? You know, this one person's like, hey, I'm going down to the parade for the first time. I'm like, oh, I've never been to that. What is that like? So, you know, we drove down together, and I have never seen him again. It was like just that one time, and we were at the parade together. He was meeting up with his friends that came down, who also brought someone from a very rural area down that had never been to the parade as well. And we've been together ever since. It is a very funny little gay needle in a large haystack kind of thing. In the last 20 years, it's pretty, I think that's pretty special. And that's why we're going to Puerto Rico next month to celebrate 20 years. So that'll be, I'm very excited. I've already got my hepatitis A shot vaccine, and then I'm taking the typhoid series. It's 4 pills every other day to prepare for any kind of, it will be bottled water the entire time. I mean, I don't know how, I mean, it'd be just like going to any other tropical country. It wouldn't matter to me what they said about the water. I went to Key West. We went to Key West, and I never drank out of the faucets. I always drank bottled water. So, I mean, it doesn't really matter to me. Just, you know, just a place that I've never really been that often. I think I go to Nashville, and I don't drink out of the damn tap. So, I mean, of course, I don't think you should drink the water in Tennessee anyway. That's just me. So yeah, we went down to the Pride Parade, 20th anniversary. It has gotten more and more and more and more and more people. Far more assholes, I think, than there used to be. And I don't mean the shouty people with the big signs that tell you you're going to hell. You know, them people don't matter. It's the drunks. The drunk people wearing the polo shirts and the short shorts that will get in front of you, because we're standing on the side of the sidewalk. We had some nice people sitting down in front of us. They'd been there like an hour prior, and you know, they were sitting down because they couldn't stand for a very long time. And this parade, holy crap, it's like almost 2 hours long. It's ridiculous. And I think I've ranted before about the churches and the banks and the corporate stuff. I mean, Target walked, you know, Chase was there, you know, but then you get the really cool places, you know, like Franklin Park Conservatory, you know, that's, or COSI, you know, or the library, you know, those places are wonderful and great. And, you know, I love to see them come out and be like, you know, we include everyone. We don't take anyone for granted. We're happy that you're all here. You know, but then you get Target and it's just like, well, we're here for the month, you know, it goes away, you know, and then, I mean, I'm not saying that they're not, you know, they're just nicer to everybody that month and then it goes away. I'm just saying it's just very hollow, incredibly hollow when you see those corporate people go down. Chase. Banks are really funny because they thrive on diversity. You have to be able to take a lot of different people in order to, you know, actively have a bank. You can't just have a white straight bank. You can't. You will fail. I'm gonna go for about 300 here in the first pour because I already put 100 in to get everything wet, and then we're going to take it up to 500, and we'll have a total of 500 grams of water and 35 grams of coffee in this that was ground down to a 15 on the Baritza Encore. Wonderful. Anyhow, no, but I mean, it's a beautiful sight to see everybody on the street corners. There's so many people that this is their first time going. And it's like you say to yourself, you know, I was that person. I know how they feel. I know how, I mean, even back 20 years ago, there didn't feel like there was nearly as many people there. Really, they didn't. I mean, it just seems like it has exponentially gotten more and more and more and more people. Definitely more and more and more and more parade, and like 500% more churches. There were Mennonites marching, which, you know, they're people, you know, the people that you know, that worship, they should feel welcome, they should feel loved, and I welcome them and I love them. But, you know, for crying out loud, I mean, there's so much more to life than that. And it's really sad to watch people have to cram themselves into a box. You know, it's just frustrating. It's horrible. People have to cram themselves into little boxes in order to try to fit into this religion that's the only thing that they've ever known, and it's probably the only thing they ever will know, because, I mean, are they going to go to college? Are they going to be allowed to go to college? You know, the fact that there are church boards that people will take the word of, and I mean, it's just, I mean, they can say, no, your son can't go to college, and apparently they'll tell their son they can't go to college. You know, your daughter can't date anyone. Okay, well, my daughter is not allowed to date anyone now. I mean, it's just taking away so much individuality and humanity. And it blows me away. It blows me away that people will allow that to happen to themselves. Still, in 2023, where we have the World Wide Web and computers in our pockets, and, you know, there's a camera up here, and it's tiny, and even though it's overheating, you know, it's recording this in a high resolution and a high frame rate that's pleasing. You know, I mean, it's just all of these things that exist today. And, you know, there are still people out there there are women out there that are part of a religion that will listen to a man tell them, you know, a man who is not married, who doesn't have kids, you know, this is what you should do with your children. And it just explodes my brain, because it's like, how can you take someone with no life experience's word for anything? You know, it's just, and I'm sure that there's a comeback for that for them, you know, even as simple as just because, you know, but to me, you know, I want everyone to have a chance. I want everyone to have a chance to get out there and see the beautiful world that's so diverse and so full of beautiful things and full of terrible things and full of scary things, but, you know, but also full of wonderful, gorgeous, fun things, you know? I don't know. It just saddens me. It just does. Just puts me into a bad mood to think that, you know, people aren't allowed to have a voice, and if they speak up just a little bit, they're threatened with eternal damnation. You know, I mean, what is that? Coffee. Hey, look, coffee. Great. Well, I mean, this is a cheat because Crimson's amazing and this smells great. But if you'll remember last week, to the coffee that I bought from Puerto Rico, the medium roast, I was about to say, look at the color on that. But yeah, no, that makes sense for a light roast. Still really kind of dark, you know. I think there's a light roast up there that was about this color too. But boy, does it smell really nice. You get a nice smell of berries and a little bit of chocolate, and it's a very complex little coffee here. Yeah, you see, you get a little bit of a berry hit, not citrusy, not tart, not acidic. Just, I don't know what kind of a berry it would be. I mean, it just tastes like a fruit, like a blackberry almost. And then you get a wonderful hit of chocolate at the end. And it's just so nice. And then I've got these. These are great. We picked these up yesterday. These are walnut cookies from Bell's Bread. And Bell's Bread is off of Kenny Road in the Japanese Center. It's a wonderful Japanese French bakery. And they have these wonderful cookies. And I've not had their walnut. I've had their almond and I've had their matcha. But I love walnuts. Ooh, they're crumbly, so you can't dunk them. Oops. You know what? I knew that was going to happen. But you can't really dunk them because they will fall right apart. So you take a bite of cookie and you take a drink of coffee, and it's just, makes your day better. Go make your day better. Don't be afraid to. Do something for you today, for crying out loud. I know it's Tuesday, but save it for tomorrow then. Do it on Wednesday. Just don't look at diversity and say that it's bad, you know? And don't despair. It will get better. It will get better. And that's not just a message for my gay friends and lesbian friends and transgender friends and bisexual friends who, for some reason, get left out, and you shouldn't be left out. You're the sandwich. You're the gay and lesbian peanut butter. You know, you're what makes the whole thing work. I mean, you are the both worlds, and you know, that's wonderful. I think that's cool. It's for everybody. It's going to get better. The problem with that, though, is it's probably going to get a little bit rough for a minute, but it will get better. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to bite a cookie and tell all of you to have a wonderful day. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll see what I brew up tomorrow and see if it turns out as nice as this is. Thank you. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Yay!